Just waiting for my dashboard to catch up with my stream. Dashboard is being annoyingly slow to update. Audio check 1 2 1 2. Audio check 1 2 1 2. Okay, enough with all that noise. So I just sent out a tweet. Tribble is back up with the new skill revamp system, so we're going to be testing it out. Unfortunately, all our characters that we've transferred to Tribble have been wiped from the system, and we have to create a new character from scratch and go through the tutorial as well. But that gives us a chance to take a look at some possible new things. I don't know. So let's see what we have here. We'll just do Starfleet. Uh, Assassin Sire? Okay. Oh yeah, that'll work. All right. So again, we're just going to be experimenting with the new skill revamp system, but it seems like we have to go through the tutorial first. You can skip that little cutscene.
Welcome to Star Trek Online.
Yay! Let's fix some options first.
To move, use the W, A, S, and D keys. To look around, hold down the right mouse button and move your mouse.
So here is the skill tree, and I believe we get our first point at level 5. So let's take a look at the tactical stuff first. Energy weapon training. 50% energy weapon training, 35, 15. So this works almost exactly like it did before. Huh. Okay, so the skills are not showing up there. Alright, and projectile weapons. Alright, so what's next? Target expertise, targeting expertise. This is the accuracy buff, okay. So that gives you the total bonus for the skill. And this is the defense bonus. Next up, hull penetration. Interesting. So we can get up to 10 armor pen. And then shield pen. Up to 10% shield pen. Very interesting. Captain abilities, weapon amplification. And this is the critical damage. Up to 20% critical damage. 20%. This says 10%, 17, 20. I'm not sure if that's correct. And here's a critical chance. Up to 6% critical chance. Alright, so let's move on to the final. And this is pets. Interesting. 20% hull and shield capacity for hangar pets. Then defense, damage resistance, and accuracy and base damage for pets. Tactical readiness. Oh. Total ability recharge bonus. Interesting. So are they taking away our tactical initiative, or is this something in addition to that? There should be a chat window pop up. Let me just fix that. And the YouTube chat should hopefully pop up in the bottom left-hand corner. Hey, Benji. There it is. With my typo and, and all. Okay. So 5%, 8%, 10%. Well, it's decent. Let's take a look at the science abilities. Shield restoration. Amount of shields. Okay, so shield healing. Shield capacity. Up to 30%. Shield regeneration. Okay, that's a lot of shield hardness. So far in science we've had 4 abilities that have shields. Shield damage negation modifier. Interesting. Commander level control expertise. Here we go. Your control effectiveness, including both your effectiveness that was using and your ability to resist the same. Include all the following: disable, hold, repel, pull, confuse, placates, flight speed debuffs, and turn rate. So the first one is plus 60, 30% control effectiveness and 60% resistance. Improved control. Ability to resist the same effect. Alright, so this is level 2 of that. And this one, anytime you cause an enemy to suffer a control effect, they will temporarily have their damage resistance rating reduced. This may only trigger maximum once every 5 seconds. Minus 20 all damage resistance for 5 seconds. Very interesting. And here we have the drain expertise. Shield drain damage, subsystem power drain, subsystem offline power transfer rate debuffs. So 60, and this is the improved 100. Is that the same here? 60, 100? Yeah, okay, so it's only 2 points to actually... You have to have 15 points to open these, so you have to have... Really? So how is this available at 15 points when there's only 12 points available earlier? Someone explain this to me. If there's 12 points available earlier and these are unlocked at 15 points, how do you unlock this tier? Anyways, drain infection. Anytime you cause an enemy to suffer an energy drain or shield drain, they will also be affected by a short duration electrical damage effect as their EPS conduits. Once every... Electrical damage doesn't say how much their electrical damage is. Let's move on. Again, so 3, 6, 9, 12, and then 18 for this. How do you unlock this? Or is this at total? across the whole thing. So if you have 15 points across both all these 3 systems, does this unlock? That would, I guess, make sense. Alright. Here we go. Exotic particle generator. Increases the damage you deal with exotic damage abilities. Okay. 50, 20, and 50%. So this is, I think, pretty much in line with what it was before. I'll have to take a look at the particle manipulator as well, see how much that affects it. Long-range targeting sensors. And here's the distance penalty. Minus 20% at long range. So this is actually a nice buff. Yeah, that's something to actually test out in the future, whether this will benefit this. Whether the electrical damage is based off of particle gens, or if it actually scales with the drain itself, the drain skill. Same thing here. Admiral level. Scientific readiness. And this is the same as this one here, tactical readiness. So scientific skills. Up to a 10%. Okay, let's take a look here. Shield mastery. Every several seconds you will gain 1 charge of shield mastery. While this is active, the next critical hit you suffer will be completely negated, resulting in 0 damage. This act will be consumed until the next... Okay. So, up to 20% of incoming damage applied as shield healing. And up to 20% of shield incoming damage reflected at the attacker. Very interesting. Let's move on to the engineering. Hull restoration. So this is hull healing. Hull capacity. 30% extra hull. Okay. Hull plating. So this first one, hull plating, gives you +9 to energy and kinetic damage. This one gives you an additional 15% to energy damage, and this is additional 15 to kinetic damage. So for a total of 24. Damage control. Which your hull is passively repaired. So passive hull regen. 1% off its base. Okay, so this one here, 50 total regeneration bonus rate out of combat is 0.25, 0.05. Okay. Starships with a regen rate of 0.05 translates to naturally restoring 5% maximum hull every 6 seconds. Your regen rate is reduced to 0.1 while in combat. So 1% of hull while in combat per 6 seconds. Okay. Moving on. EPS. Power transfer rate 60, 100. So okay, seems reasonable. Seems to be based off of what we already have. Okay. This looks like it's exactly the same as it was before. Full impulse energy shunt. 2.5. $25 to all subsystems. So this is like having 6 points in drive recoil, approximately. Huh. Let's take a look here. Impulse expertise. Speed and turn rate. Okay. And small craft, shuttles, whatever, get only half the bonus from this. 20% speed and turn rate, 34%, and 40% here. Defensive subsystem. Amount of subsystem. Oh, these are the extra powers. So the performance is. Oh, wait. Improved amount of subsystem power available in your shield and auxiliary systems. Okay, by default, it's maximum shield every 6 seconds and negate. Alright. Have increased by shield regeneration or shield resistance skills. Alright, we already talked about. Each point of auxiliary subsystem power provides a 1 second recharge time reduction for hanger pets, as well as providing bonus to the effectiveness of many abilities. Perfect. We already know this. This is how it worked before. So this one thing gives us plus 4.8 auxiliary subsystem power. So this is like having maxed out. Actually, no, that's more like 6 points into shield and auxiliary subsystem performance. Take a look here. Shield performance. This gives us up to plus 8. So this is definitely a nice bonus right there. An additional 3.2 for a total of 8 into auxiliary. And I'm guessing offensive, weapons, and energy subsystems. There you go. Yes, okay, so each power to weapons, extra damage, improves base turn rate of your starship. Alright, makes sense. So maxing this out is another plus 8. So these are pretty interesting. Just some of the stuff we've gone over. We only have 46 points to spend, and there's already lots of very good points here. Let's take a look at the Admiral. Warp core potential. And they put this so high up now. Wow, this is going to be painful to get this. Plus 3 to all subsystems. Plus 2, so that's a total of plus 5. Warp core efficiency. And wow, did they have to put warp core efficiency so high up in the tree? God damn. Not happy about that. Engineering readiness. So this is the bonus to the ability recharge for the engineering abilities. Same as this one and that one from science. Okay, well, let's take a look here. So these are the unlocks. We get to pick one or the other. So at here, for example, on the engineering, provides 50 resistance to duration of subsystem offline effects. Increase your engine subsystem power by 2. The science one is Starship Perception, doubles the benefit of stealth detection rating from gain from auxiliary power. Provides an additional 10% resistance to incoming control effects. Okay. Starship Stealth, increases stealth value of your cloaking device and others similar by 100. Whoop-de-doo. Which enemies can be detected through your stealth is calculated using stealth divided by 50 equals kilometers. Okay. Hanger weaponry. Your hanger pets deal an additional 10% damage from all sources. Now that's useful. So here, battery expertise. Increase the magnitude of most battery drain effects by 100. Or auxiliary power. Space travel speed. So this is the, yeah, increase maximum sector space travel speed by 25%. So that's the drive recoil or transwarp cooldown reduction. The ret control. 100% additional threat generation. While in threatening stance, minus 100% threat generation while not in threatening stance. I'm not sure what you're asking, Jesse. There's no hanger pets at all in the engineering tree. That's really in the tactical tree. Really up here at the end of the tactical tree you have the coordination protocols. Yeah, these are perk choices down here. Pet health. So, and they're actually on the tactical track. So additional damage to pets here, and additional hull capacity for pets. Or threat. Move on to this area here. Actually, how many points is this? It doesn't say how many points are required. But anyways, power, extra power to weapons, or shield power. Energy drain resistance, or shield drain resistance. And projectile critical chance or projectile critical damage. What if you don't want to use a torpedo? Yeah, that'd be a good question, whether these are actually selectable or just permanent. If they're permanent, they would suck, because you'd basically need a retrain token to reset everything. But if they were selectable and you can select them on the fly, that would actually be perfect. Where were we? Okay, so we saw that. Some projectile damage. Here, maximum hull capacity and damage resistance rating. Maximum shield capacity and shield hardness. And here we have the energy critical or critical chance or critical damage. Ultimate selection. Oh wow. Why is this? Okay, foes suffer penalty to their outgoing damage for the duration. More powerful plasma damage over time. Additional plasma damage triggered by weapon activation, becoming an AoE that can hit other nearby foes. Not sure why there's 3 of those when we have a choice of 3. But here's the science one. Hull healing, shield healing also doubled. Suffer from stacking damage resistance rating debuff when crit. Increases the duration of probability manipulation. What the hell is probability manipulation? not sure what that is. Let's move on down here. Reduce bridge officer cooldown with each hit. Also reduces bridge officer cooldowns with each hit. With outgoing hits or incoming hits, it doesn't specify. Frenzy's Assault also gains stacking damage bonus with each hit. Again, outgoing hits or incoming hits, it doesn't say. Allies firing on your marked foe will also gain stacks of Frenzy and associated benefits. So this is actually not clear at all. Yeah, there is something on torpedoes. Where is it here? One of the perks is you get to choose between crit hit or crit, a little bit extra crit hit, crit D. And see here, energy weapon training, projectile weapon training, which is basically the same as before. Some hull penetration. So these guys here, weapon amplification and weapon specializations, they used to be split up between energy and projectiles. It seems that they're unified now. So weapon amplification will give us a plus 20 at, if we put 3 points in it, plus 20% crit severity bonus to, I'm guessing, both torps and energy weapons at the same time. Same for the weapon specializations. It now affects both torps and energy weapons. I'm going to take a quick look through the traits to see if anything's been modified. Aggressive, cold dwelling. Assault train. Okay, so that's pretty basic. Accurate. Fleet coordinator, okay. Nothing here. Of course, no specs either. So, again, like I said, they've reset and cleared all the characters from Tribble, so you basically have to go through creating a new character and then go through the tutorial. And these, you start getting points at level 5, I believe. And see if you get 5 points into this anywhere here, so you can put like a point here, 2 points here, 3 points here, whatever, then it unlocks that, etc. And the perks. Ground traits, ground skills. Sorry, ground skills. Let's take a look at the ground skills. So we have 2 tracks here. This is a tactical character, so it might be different for the engineering and science, but let's take a look here. Weapon proficiency skills plus 60. I'll look at the shield pen for you in a minute. There is shield pen, but it seems to be universal. Weapon criticals Both your chance of landing a critical hit and critical severity for all weapons. And this is increased 6% and 20%. Weapon expert. Okay, so that's 60, that's 40, brings it up to 100. Weapon penetration. Okay. Personal shield. Resilience, so that's shield capacity, shield negation, damage negation, and then more damage negation. And endurance training. Maximum hit points. Okay. 12% max. Armor expert. Total armor effect modifier. Up to 50%. Max hit points up to 20%. Regeneration. Out of combat only. Okay. Kit performance expert. All kit modules. So damage out, duration of control effects, duration of buffs and debuffs, health and shield constructs, magnitude of repel knock. Total ability recharge bonus. So this is a cooldown reduction. Up to 10%. So it doesn't give us the severity of the enhancement that we're getting, but we can take a look at some of the perks that we have. So we can only get 10 points into ground, but we're gonna get a perk at every single level because there's 10 perks here. So let's take a look at this. Tactical training. Bridge officer training. Oh, and here's where it starts to differentiate. If you can see, unlock R&D recipe for additional ground ability training manuals based on your profession. So, mine barrier, hypospray, photon grenade, or tactical bridge officer training. Is it the same? Phaser turret, medical, tricorder, smoke grenade. Interesting. Willpower or device expertise. Skill increases your ability to resist incoming control effects, including all these. Okay, by default, players naturally will gain up to maximum of 50 willpower while leveling up at the rate of +1 per level until they reach 50. Each point of willpower provides +2 resistance rating for incoming control effects. Having +100 resistance will cut the effectiveness of most incoming control effects in half. Interesting. Device expertise. Increases the effectiveness of most consumable devices. Each point of device mastery will grant a 0.0 or 0.5% bonus to the effectiveness of devices when activated. So, like hypo sprays and things like that. +100 mastery. Total device effectiveness equals 50%. Next up, tactical training. Bridge officer training. Unlock more R&D recipes on your profession. So what was that? Quick fix, gravimetric shift, and lunge 3. Shield recharge, sonic pulse, and sweeping strikes 3. This makes me think it might be permanent. Having these perks are a permanent choice because otherwise you would, select one. And then when you get the whatever it is R&D recipe that you want, you just go back and select the other one and get the second one. So, unfortunately and frustratingly, it looks like these are permanent choices. But let's move on. Improved aim. Default aim offers a plus 30% damage bonus to all types of ranged weapons and thus unlocks increase that by an additional 10% damage for total. Okay. Improved crouch. Improves the damage bonus gained while using the crouch mod. When attack is dodged, damage is reduced by 50%. By default, crouch gains or grants a 50% chance to dodge. With this unlocked, it increases that by another 10%. And here we have more R&D kits. So shield generator, tricorder scan, target optics, and medical generator, dampening field, suppressing fire. I went over the ultimates a few minutes ago. I can go back and take a look at them. I don't think they're quite complete yet, but moving on with the ground. Attacking with melee grants you plus 20% run speed for 2 seconds. This effect is refreshed by each subsequent instead of stacking. Okay, Fatal Fist. Attacking with melee inflicts debuff of minus 20 damage rating. Effect is refreshed but does not stack. Okay. Tactical training. More manuals. Cover shield. Neural neutralizer. Fire on my mark 3. Equipment diagnostic. Hypospray mellow resonine and stun grenades. Oh, the grenades. By default, improved flanking angle. Interesting. Any damage attack made from behind. Okay, allows you to extend this forward arc to 140 degrees. Very nice. Any damaging and deal any additional. This skill reduces the resistance penalty from being flanked by 10. So this is a flank resistance. This is a defensive bonus. Taking a look at the next one. Combat supply, nanite, overwatch. Okay. Support drone, vascular, and stealth module. And finally, is that correct? Plus 10 weapon proficiency and weapon criticals. Energy and melee weapons and critical hits. Okay. Defensive. Additional defense bonus to increase your maximum hit points, effectiveness, personal shield, and armor. So there's not much going on there for. And the way this is laid out, it leads me to believe that the choices you make are permanent until you actually hit the retrain, which is sadness. But to go back to what Ward was asking, note nothing on shield pen for Torp. There is shield pen. And let me see if I can find it. That's drain. Where was the shield pen? So these are all, the first 4 in science are all shield. So shield healing, shield capacity, shield regen, and shield negation, damage negation. Maybe it's in tactical maneuverable, hull penetration, shield pen. Increases the amount of weapon damage that penetrates your enemy's shield. By default, most enemy starship shields will prevent 90% of the energy damage dealt by your weapons from hitting the hull. For each point of shield pen skill, an additional 0.1 of your damage will pierce the shields and apply directly to hull. So at 3 points, it's 10% extra. So it increases the bleed through. And I know they're talking about energy weapons here. So kind of interested to see how that works for torpedo. Because they have fused some of the abilities projectile and energy into one doohickey. Orange Day, let's take a look here. So, seems like we get certain abilities like corruption, and I'm guessing we get 3 choices. Not exactly sure how that works, because they have it 3 times here. Weakening corruption, enhanced corruption, explosive corruption. Sometimes it's confusing. Probability shell, probability penetration, probability window. Third one here, increase the duration of probability manipulation, which probability manipulation does not show up anywhere here. Team frenzy, stuff like that. Also reduces bridge officer cooldowns with each hit. It doesn't say are we being hit or are we hitting the enemy? So it's really not clear which one it is. One thing I'm frustrated with is this: the warp core potential and warp core efficiency is at the very end of the arc here for engineering. So we have to put at least 25 points into the system before we can actually tap into this. Frustrating. Other stuff is a little bit frustrating as well, but yes, but there's 3 in each career. So you see here, engineering has 3 points. And science has 3. Tech has 3. And they're all the same. Right? So we have 3 points to choose from. But here, for example, there's only, one little dot here, and that one dot gives us 2 choices. Whereas here we have 3 dots, and each dot has 3 choices. It's still probably a UI issue that's bugged that needs to be cleared up. So that's pretty much the basics of it here. We went through both the space and the ground. Did someone say ground traits? Thought I went through those already. Ground skills. Okay, yeah, we did go through that. So let's actually do something to get some points, which means we have to play through the tutorial.
People you can interact with have icons above their heads. You can press the interaction key.
Finally, of course.
Try to play through this as quickly as possible.
There you are. Good luck.
No sprinting yet.
Greetings. It was Morik with...
There you are.
La 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 la.
Good afternoon, Cadet. What can I do? Yes. Let's see. You're going...
Come.
Okay. Did I bug it out?
Cadet. I did. I'm just looking at your final test scores. But I don't see your results. I want everyone. I did. I'll tell Flora.
I got the tactical. You never don't. Seems most of our class ended up on Captain Taggart's ship. Have you seen the whales in San Francisco Bay? I never seem to spot them.
Yeah. If you enter the
I sometimes
captain's
forget that
office
Luffy is a
too
hologram.
fast,
He seems like such a
it bugs
fixture
out.
here at Starfleet Academy.
Is there a bug hunter to take note of that by any chance? Grrr. You kidding me? Come on.
Last one of the console buys the first round tonight. Setting up the training program. Phasers are in.
Well done, Cadet. Absolutely. Yes.
First officer, way to go. Don't let it go. You'll do great.
Now hear this. All cadets report to Shuttle Bay to prepare for departure.
If you're wondering what's going on, just gonna play through the tutorial as quick as possible to
Okay, all of this.
start getting points. Where is Flores? Right.
Okay, all of the seniors.
All cadets, please board your shuttles.
Why isn't this one drinking? Is she too good for us?
Are you ready to head to the ship?
I'm going to check in and.
have your record, Captain.
Welcome to the bridge, number 1. Early in but first, we need to get out of dry dock. Get clearance from control and close the shuttle bay doors. Then disable the tractor moorings.
Earth traffic control has cleared.
Very good, number 1.
Shuttle bay doors are...
Very good, number 1.
The Admiral TAC options, you ask. Space. So this is the actual hangar pad thingies. Increased survivability, hull and shield, defense and damage resistance, and accuracy and base damage for pets. And then you have the tactical readiness. Which is cooldown reduction. Okay, this doesn't look like it's been updated. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's been updated yet. Derp. But when you're creating a new character, and you pick the class, it'll give you a nice list of all the items you get as you level up.
Potter, take us out. 1/4 impulse. Just checking to see if you...
Cleared from dry dock, Captain.
Good. Let's start with something easy. Set course for Vulcan.
Course laid in, sir.
Engage.
I am picking up a
Yeah, let's go.
You heard the distress call, number 1? What do you... Absolutely not. Good. What do you advise? Raising the shields does seem... I agree.
Weird readings. I can't get a solid lock. There may be interference. Trying to compensate. I think I have it. This is a lot different than the training scenarios. Beaming them over now. Klingons!
This vessel is now property of Captain Kadek of the IKS Chart.
Reporting disrupt. You have the command code stuff. We still have weapons.
I really like this this interior. I wish we had it. I wish we could use that on our regular ships. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Yeah.
Number 1, we're doing our best to cripple this Klingon.
Doesn't seem like the X is working. So if I go into shooter mode. Huh. Interesting. Is there a bug hunter around? Like, word that should make you happy. I just boosted power to the torpedo warheads.
Number 1, we've got injured up here and the Klingons could send a boarding party.
Go see to the bridge. We will secure this area.
Forgetting that the tutorial is actually pretty long.
Incoming transmission from the Klingon.
This is Captain Kick, perhaps. Surrender, Captain, or I will blow them out of the sky. It's your choice, Captain. Do you want these children to die?
We survived.
All decks reporting in, sir. We took some cash.
I have been trying to...
She's still close.
Still running diagnostics, sir.
Hailing the break-even now, Captain.
Oh, and...
Helm, full stop. I've stopped us this time, sir, but from now on, you'll be responsible for
Looks
adjusting
like
the
she
speed
just
of the
needs
ship.
3 or 4 warp induction coils. We have plenty of those to spare.
Thanks. We'd help you if we could, but I just don't see any profit in that, you know?
Well, looks like we're on our own.
Almost done, Cap. Not enough.
We're not the first.
There's a ship over here.
Bingo! I found some suitable debris in the boneyard nearby. Destroy 3 of those nacelles, and we should get the parts we need.
Admiral tac skills are basically cooldown reductions for tactical skills, and just the stuff for the hangar pets, so increased toughness and increased damage resistance and
that
increased
guy's
damage
getting annoying.
of the hangar pets.
These plasma injectors will do the trick, sir. You have your problems, I have mine.
Zarva's dealing with the warp. Of course we can.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Nice shot. 2 more jamming satellites left.
Target's shields have failed.
I haven't forgotten about you. Think your ship can take a couple more hits?
Long-range communications are operational, sir. Shall I send the distress signal?
That Klingon ship took some real... Understood. I'll send the source of the... It's pretty far out, sir. We should use the ship's full impulse power to reach it. This will temporarily take power from other systems, but vastly improve our speed. Once we drop out of full impulse, the power will return to other systems.
It'd be kind of hard to judge at the moment.
Swift.
It's hard to judge at the moment because we don't have our full characters up. They've basically wiped all the characters off of Tribble. That's why you see me going through the tutorial. I have to start a new character from
Hover
scratch.
your mouse over a weapon, and its
Oops.
firing arc will be shown around your ship in space. Ship is under attack.
And this, kids, is why you need EPS. So this is why I am going through the tutorial, trying to get a character started so
Catch me? Go
that
ahead and
I can
try.
at least get a couple of points in and show people how it works. Hey, 5 points per second, that's when you have low EPS.
Click on a shield that is low on power to direct power to it. This will divert power from your other shields. Target's shields have failed.
Incoming transmission, sir. It is...
This is Captain Vola, a Klingon, and so, very, and...
No problem, Ward. Remember, you can actually go back and watch this again on YouTube and just catch the past things that I went through.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Your captain begged for his life before I killed him.
Target's shields have failed.
Accepting danger is part of being a Starfleet officer. You have learned this lesson well.
I tire of this! It's time to finish this fight! My house will avenge me!
The Renown will escort you back to Earth Space Dock. But first we must inform the USS Kittimer that... One moment. My communications officer in...
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
We're here, Captain. The USS Kit.
Yes, sir.
Ah, Captain Volon. Captain Taggart? Always good to follow the orders.
These cadets...
I'm Tribble. With all 3 ships collecting data, we should be... You're...
Did I? Oops.
Reports indicate traces of gamma radiation, but there's something off in the readings.
Grr, it's not letting me go to full impulse.
Kittimer here. Are you seeing the same gamma radiation levels that we are? My chief scientist...
Deflector dish is realigned for a reverse tachyon pulse wave, sir. Picking
Planet
up a
turned
transwarp
yellow.
signature. It's right on top of us! The board!
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Kinda sad about drive recoil. It's usually one of the first skills I put in, actually. Now it's been removed. Or, replaced, I should say.
This is the emergency. The Kittimer is being overwhelmed by... I am an emergency medical hologram.
The Borg... I will send teams to aid the Kittimer. We have your data. Our tactical...
There is an 88.47% chance that you will need my help. I have 75 million gigaquat...
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Zachary Quinto voiced the EMH in the first or the original tutorial, and they just recycled his voice that he'd recorded.
More Borg! I don't know if we're ready for this.
Target's shields have failed.
Sure could use an anti-proton torpedo just about now. No problem, Benji. Have yourself a good day.
Multiple Borg warp signatures detected. It's an invasion force. We're outnumbered. There's no way we can...
Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
For those of you just tuning in, we're just going through the tutorial since the all the characters got
Here is
wiped
the situation
on
as
Tribble.
we see it. Very observant of you.
So we have to basically start from scratch.
It is imperative that you warn the colony at Vega of the impending attack. We will do what we can to hold off the Borg here in Vega and repair the Kittimer. Live long and prosper.
Whoa. Okay.
We have to make our way to Vega as soon as we can, Captain. I just hope we're not too late to warn the colony.
Shields up, red alert.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
to Vega. Hey, Anne, how's it going? Chugging along at Warp 5. Purchasable skills. So since this is flashing, I'm guessing the regular skill system is still in there somewhere. And they haven't removed it. So that's going to be annoying if they don't fix that, because yeah, look at that. It's flashing right there. We don't have any skills to buy. No points. Nothing. We have to go Vega. So we're almost done here, and we're almost at level 5. I think we might actually
We arrived before the Borg.
Level
now
6.
My heart can start beating again. Tribble managed.
Greetings. Repeat.
I have...
Yeah, one for each level after level 5. But as you can see, we're still level 4.
Our hails are still blocked, sir.
Borg are jam.
Transwarp conduits opening all over the system, Captain. The Borg are here.
The Borg are here.
Those civilian ships are right in the Borg's path. We have to help them.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed.
My torpedoes miss or something.
Captain, I have short-range communications. Long-range signals are still blocked. I can contact the planet and have informed Administrator Post of the situation. However, the Borg have all...
Well, it's a long flight to Drosana, and I think...
Borg landing craft detected nearby.
I think
Captain,
we
there
do
are
still have
civilian
to
ships
finish
engaging
the
them.
tutorial.
Civilian ships, you are ordered to disengage and retreat. We will cover you.
Target's shields have failed.
civilian ships have safely warped out of the system, Captain.
Yeah. As this is a first-time character, you don't have the option of skipping the tutorial.
Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed.
Pretty sure when you create a new character, you are obliged to go through the tutorial. You cannot skip it.
Target's shields have failed.
Captain, the Borg...
Okay, let's go, Eliza.
Captain, according to our readings... No, sir. I'll follow your lead. That's one of those Borg ships from orbit. Are we too late? Those landing ships don't just carry drones. They can pump nanoprobes directly into the ground and the atmosphere. We need to hurry. The Borg will be in this area soon.
Yes. It's mandatory the first time. This is the first time. Like I said, all the character data on Tribble has been reset. Yay, Starfleet!
Thank you.
Press the U key to view your status or the status of your ship and bridge officers.
Some armor.
This is your character.
Oh no! We're too late!
We're almost there.
Personal shield losing power.
When we get this on YouTube VOD, we'll add some time codes so people can skip the actual tutorial here.
I apologize. I apologize. I know. No.
We have lowered shields for the transporters, sir. I will need to raise them at the first sign of Borg ships.
The pattern enhancers, I'll do them.
Remember when we thought fighting a crazed Klingon was the worst thing that could happen today? Another group of civilians has beamed to the ship, Captain.
Shields are back up.
Thank you for everything you've done. Even though it was impossible to save everyone, those you did...
Glad to do anything I can.
All right, Koles, you're gonna see friends who've been assimilated. Don't hesitate.
Yeah.
We are the Borg. Resistance is futile.
The Borg are activating the transport inhibitor. We need to disable that force field.
Just kind of noticed now, this guy looks like a assimilated Jemadar.
The Borg are so... what's the word? Effective? Systematic? Evil. I'm gonna go with evil. The ship is transporting anyone that... We're packed to the brim with civilians, Captain. Possibly. Multiple probes inbound. I don't think the Borg like us hanging around.
Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed.
Never thought I'd wish I was back at the academy studying for the astrometrics final.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed.
Sir, there are several fast-moving ships on sensors. No way to contact them, and I can't tell if they're friend or foe.
Hull integrity below 75%.
Almost there.
Warning, ship is under attack.
A cube? Guess it's our time to go out in a blaze of glory.
It's
We
a
held
defiant.
off what we could in Pollux. You have handled... I will be... You and your crew have done well. Koles would make a fine addition to your seat.
Congratulations,
Captain
Lieutenant.
Volok told us to get to Earth's space dock, and I think he's right. We need to get the...
Just too many pop-ups at the same time there.
Cadets arriving from Starfleet Academy, Admiral Quinn's office upon arrival.
Okay. So what did we get? We got another phaser beam. So here it is. This is where we actually spend our points. Yeah, Miranda versus Borg. Huh. So either toughness. Oh, we can actually do any of them. There's no actual level.
The shuttle to Saturn will leave at 0830 hours.
And this one's glowing, so
Security teams, report to docking bay 8.
can do training, but we don't have the ability to actually craft those mods yet. Burp. Okay, so skills. Hull restoration, hull capacity, shield restoration, shield capacity, energy weapon training, or projectile weapon. See, with the old system, I would have, put a little bit of in here and maybe a little bit in here and actually some in drive recoil. Sadness. Let's put some energy weapon. So it looks like you need to put 5. Yeah, that looks like 5 or 6 points to actually get the first little thing in there. Oh well, so you see that's how it works. And someone suggested, yeah, trip to Drozana. I'm just gonna grab this promotion real quick and then head to Drozana. It looks like everyone else.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Docking bay 12 is offline.
Okay. So one thing I want to check out real quick, which would be the ship dock. Oh, and we did get another skill. Space skill. Put it into projectiles. Yeah, double click. Probably trolling. That sounds like a familiar name. Boo. What? Why? So I cannot get my purchase ships, the ones I've already purchased? And when they say it's a complete reset, it really is a reset. Damn. Okay. So let's go to Drozana. Have a good day, Stonerification. We'll see you soon. Now, do we have a transwarp to Drozana, or are we going to have to fly there? Guess what, guys? We're gonna have to fly there at warp 5.
My friend sacrificed so much to secure peace with the Klingons.
Let's
I
double
bear the
check.
responsibility for
Nope.
the consequences to him and his crew. A thought that troubles me to this day. The hope was that this alliance would last forever. It did not. The Klingons have chosen war. The Federation is doing its utmost to protect its borders and the billions of innocents who call this space home. But I fear that this conflict may be our undoing.
So this might take a little bit of time. That might take quite a bit of time, so I am gonna take a few minutes to grab myself a drink. I'll be right back. Hopefully we'll hit Drozana by then. And actually, hopefully it'll let us fly all the way to Drozana. Fingers crossed. Welcome back, Benji. Trying to get to Drozana. Like I said, normally at this point I would have actually put some points into drive recoil. So, you know, just so that at the beginning levels I'm not crawling at warp 5. Hey, Rainbow. That's a really good question. It used to be that pretty much all our tactical abilities were spread between projectiles or energy weapons. But here, we only have the very first two tracks that are spread between them, and it's only 6 points. The rest of the system, like the accuracy and defense, well, that's normal. We had that before, but here, all pen, shield pen, this applies to both, I believe. Not 100% sure. We're gonna have to actually test that. But here, weapon amplification, which is crit severity and crit chance, that applies to both of projectile weapons, torpedoes, and energy weapons like beams and cannons. So that's really a good thing. They've removed this split here. They could remove this and, you know, fuse them together.
Hidden dangers lurk in space. And the threat of Klingon attack has made even the most stout-hearted reconsider their choice to travel throughout the stars.
So it did let us.
Effort to find a common ground could end this conflict. But there are many who oppose peace.
White Rosanna, you ask? Probably trolling because of the console there. I think there's a vendor there that gives us experience.
On the front lines of the Klingon Federation war, brave captains from both sides battle to defend their homes and gain advantages for their faction. Each death has meaning. Every victory can turn the tide. These are the conflicts that will determine the fate of the quadrant.
Okay, so question here from Benchy. What are your thoughts on energy weapons sharing the same range table as cannon? So they've been, you know, you could say beam or energy weapons. Beams have been slightly nerfed, while cannons have been slightly buffed. So it used to be at 10 kilometers, which is the maximum range. Beams did 60% of their damage, while cannons did 40%. They've been normalized to 50. So it's a slight boost to cannons and a slight nerf to beams. Now, when you take a look at this here, take a look. Skill reduces the weapon damage penalty incurred by distance from your targets. By default, being far away from your foe can cause all your weapons to lose up to 50% of your potential base damage. Starts at 0, okay, scales up to 50 when at 10 kilometers. Each rank of this reduces it by 10%. So, remember, it was minus 20, or for beam weapons it was minus 30%, while for cannons it was minus 60%. If we put 3 points into this, it's minus 20. So, in effect, going from minus 40 to minus 20, it's actually a buff to beams. It's a good buff to beams and a massive buff to cannons. I'm fine with it. It's not gonna make it's not gonna make cannons on par with beams in terms of sustained damage, but it does bring them a little bit closer. Cannons are still gonna be better off at doing the spike damage more than beams. Just gonna let me in. There we go. Cat aggro, 1 second. My phone is blinking at me. IGN deals. Don't care. There's still the happy console right over here.
Congratulations, Commander. Congratulations, Captain. Congratulations, Captain. Congratulations, Admiral.
Specialization point. To begin a brief tutorial on the system, click anywhere in this message to continue, or click the X in the top right to cancel.
And there's the spec points.
Congratulations, Admiral. 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 Congratulations, Admiral.
Later, probably trolling. Just wondering if you were probably trolling or maybe trolling. Yeah. Alright, so let's take a look here. Okay, that confused me for a second. Supposedly you can double click on them to purchase, doesn't seem to work. Or that's still a little bit in the rough phases. Okay. So let's see, we probably want... Like that. This is just an experiment. I'm building up the skill tree here. Okay, do you see me inputting or purchasing the abilities right now? Can you actually hear me? Get to the perks in a sec. Bon. $11 points left, huh? I get the feeling that we actually do have less choices. And that somehow some of these 6 or some of these third points might be a bit too expensive to pick up. Well, let's continue. Derp. 5 points left. 2 in here. And maybe 3 in control or drain. Damn. God damn, so we do need flow caps. Maybe 2 into flow or drain. So there's 3 points left. This is kind of iffy, we didn't have it before. Coordination protocols, tactical readiness. Yeah, these are some pretty tough. Let's move away from that for this moment and consider we have 3 points left in space. Shield mastery. Scientific readiness. There's so many points we still haven't taken. Improved damage control. The improved shield regen and shield hardness. So these last 2 points here, the 3 and the 3, might not actually be too worth it. Could probably get into that. Same here, the last points here. Well, no, this one is worth it. Okay. What about this one? Yeah, that's worth it. These are actually worth it too. Maybe, yeah. So is efficiency. I think we might have to actually retrain. And go over this again. Look at that again in a second. Okay, that's better. Now we have 8 points to decide on. So we can give it a little bit more. Just a little bit. We have to drain, so we can possibly drop. What's this one do again? Readiness. Nope. I like to fly a lot of sciencey ships, so drain is mandatory, of course, but maybe a combination of control and exotic. So that's 3, 6, and then a couple of points into shield pen and armor pen. Although as a tank, I would probably want the shield mastery. Sigh. Alright, let's just jump in and say improved control. That's a maybe there. I think we only need 2 in that. That gives us 4 more points. Okay, there we go. Now to pick the perks. That was nice. Threatening stance, yeah. And this is just kind of... Wait, what was this? Additional 10% resist to incoming subsystem power drain effect. Shield drain effects. This shield drain is probably better against Borg. And that's all my perks. And as you can see, a really good build tends to be kind of spread out. Basically, I'd have to, it's a good question. I have to wait till our regular characters are back on Tribble, so I would basically make a copy of Jenna onto Tribble and test it out with the gear I have available there. Otherwise, it's not really giving us much here. Traits, yeah, sorry, traits. It's a general idea. I think most people are gonna actually do like I do. Especially the high-end DPSers are probably gonna be evenly spread. Or at least very close to evenly spread among the points. Not really putting too many points into any one system, because there's really not enough points to go around. Just kind of sadness. I just feel with the older system we actually had a little bit more points to go around. It just seems like it's less here. I'm not sure how to describe it. We didn't do the ground, so let's take a look at that. 10 points to spend. Kit performance. Start off with a little bit of everything, but I do like the kit performance. Double click isn't always working. It's actually more kind of random than anything else. Consumable device. Remember, we went and looked over these at the start. Yeah, Benji, give me a second. I'll go back to that in a few seconds. That was just random. So back to the space. I did energy weapons 3, shield capacity 2, shield restoration 2, hull capacity 2, hull restoration 2, hull plating just 1, damage control 2, 1 point in shield regen and hardness, and 2 points in expertise. So that's the accuracy and defensive maneuvering. Three points in EPS, although 2 points gets us the full benefit from EPS, the 100%. The third point gives us the little bit better using the it's basically the thing from driver coil. forgot how to talk there. That's a bonus. Impulse, expertise, speed, turn rate. It doesn't seem like there's still diminishing returns on the third point there, so a lot of things we're not picking third points for. Control expertise, 2 points to get that 100% modifier. Control amplification. It's a kind of drain expertise full, and we didn't put the electrical one in there yet. I kind of skipped this. Hull pen, shield pen. I have to do more testing with that. It's not something we had before, so I don't feel lost without it. We'll see. Defensive tuning, shields and auxiliary subsystems, weapons and engineering subsystems, with also this warp core potential +3 to all subsystems and efficiency. Exotic particle, 2 points. Really want to get that up to 3, but we're gonna have to suck it up. Probably drop something from somewhere else. Long range sensor, just the one itself will bring beams back to where they were before, and a little bit extra here. Weapon amplification up to 17% crit severity and 5.1% crit chance. Yeah, third point doesn't seem to be worth it. Diminishing returns there again. 1 point in shield mastery. 3 points in coordination protocol. And again, the perks are kind of all spread out all over the place. So this has been like, what, 2 hours and 20 minutes of the stream, a little bit longer, 2.5 hours. I am gonna stop the stream now. Let it process so I can add some time codes for everyone to rewatch later on. But this is basically a very simple breakdown of the skill. Really what we need is to have our full characters from holodeck transferred over so we can actually do a comparison with all the actual gear that we have. All the gear and stats and ships and all that fun stuff, and see how the change affects us that way. Because right now this is just a fresh character. Yeah. Even with the happy console there, it's still not going to be enough to get everything that we want to test out. But at least we have a general idea. We have a look at how it works, so hopefully it's good for you guys. Have yourselves a good day, guys, and I'll be catching you in the STO universe a little bit later on.